this morning. Let me just get on in here real quick and say a couple of things too. Um, like now, y'all go ahead and check out my status and why would I say something like this? Okay, so first of all, I check my stuff. It's good. Now let's go ahead and get into this. Are the doctors and nurses chipped? Is this becoming a horror movie? Because I am utterly confused. Well, maybe so. So today we're gonna play a little game. And it's gonna answer your questions and answer yourself. And they say, well, if the minute you start answering yourself, you might as well consider yourself crazy. But unfortunately, that cannot be further from the truth. Because if you ask yourself a question and you figure the answer out and you answer yourself, you are more than likely the best candidate these days, okay? To enlighten and expand your own thinking. Expand your thinking logically. Like they're these Republicans, and no shade, I'm not a political fanatic, so I just want to throw that out there. But watching the scenery on a daily basis and to see how wicked, now listen, I already know how wicked the system is, but damn, the doctors and the nurses now, to the point where people are talking like stuff like this.
Oh, great goodness. It is 8:42 New York time, and I got to my regular unit, and they took my patient away, my black guy. And
Her black guy, and
now I'm getting switched units. This is exactly what happened before at the other hospital. As soon as I told somebody and like management and tried to advocate for my patient, they take the patient away from me and then they moved me. So like I legitimately don't.
sounds like they got some sacrifices and ceremonies going on in these hospitals, and they like literally ranking right now.
Even know what to do anymore. Like, even the advocacy groups don't give a shit about these people. Like, literally, like, Black lives don't matter here. And I,
And as much as tears she had cried, saying some shit like that, you know, it's like, well, what about all the white people that you guys clap for and so-called videos and awarding the nurses and the doctors as fucking heroes, right? And she gets to say that too, but damn, she's so damn shot out. Check her inner man out. Like, feel her right, feel her out, feel her vibration. Like, try to jump in her psychopath ass mind at this point, and as they all are, because this is what she's surrounded with. This is what she's become. She's becoming empathy-less. You can hear the empathy list growing less and less. I mean, more and more. Sorry. The empathy list. You know, her empathy is growing less as the seconds as she talks. So go ahead and feel what I'm about to feel, so you can overstand. Please overstand this. Don't do stop understanding, overstand it, understand this. Okay, so check it.
mean, that's pretty sad that somebody who is white and lives hundreds of miles away from the city gives more of a shit about these people.
Thank you, Whitey. Thank you, Whitey. These people, and she's talking about our black and black Latin people, by the way, if you will. So peep her style, peep her in a man. And you know what? I really do appreciate that she had, the courage and the balls to do this. But this is her script. Pay close attention. When I say people are in a fucking horror movie and you are the actress or the actor in a script and you're playing your part, I really mean this sincerely from the bottom, inside, and all about in my bones. Okay? Period.
than the actual people in this city. Like, for real. Like, I had a complete breakdown yesterday
She cares more about black and Hispanic people than the people in the city.
because, I missed an important email to do a revision on my proposal. So my proposal got canceled because I was trying to advocate for my patient and talk to management here and get the care that he needs because he's being medically mismanaged. And I just had a complete fucking breakdown because you know what? My entire proposal got canceled because I, wasted my time advocating for a fucking patient who's just gonna die anyway.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I waste my time for advocating for a patient because he was going to die anyway. Well, thank you, bitch. Thank you.
And sure enough, they take the patient away from me. And then almost 2 hours into the shift, they switch me units. This is exactly what happened at the other hospital when I was advocating for the little Hispanic lady.
Well, what Hispanic lady is this? I hope it ain't nobody that I motherfucking know. But carry on.
Guys, here's the thing. Let me try and put things into context for you. Okay? I know not everybody's gonna live. I'm not that fucking green or ignorant or, you know.
Yes, I know. It's in your genes. Y'all hunkies. Y'all have a little thing inside of you that is always it's called a hate gene, if you will. And let me just be quite frank. I get it. I get it. You're in a psychopath, situation. Your psychopath, ness inner man is increasing. No, I really do get it. I really do get it. And however, you know, thank you for the boldness, and even coming on. Or I don't even know if you was forced to do this or if this is a ceremony or whatever the case. MK Ultra, and you know something? Yes, you are telling the truth, but I have, I'm. You rub me the wrong way, sweetie. I mean, like all of you do, because like when you get on the mic, like you just like really be on some next half-ass shit. You remind me of, but let this play a little bit more.
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed to think that, okay? I know we're gonna have a shit ton of people die. But these people aren't dying from COVID. Let me give you several examples here. An anesthesiologist intubated the patient's, I think it was right bronchi and of a patient, and they couldn't get the sats up, and for about 5 hours we were waiting on a chest x-ray to confirm that the placement was wrong. And in the meantime, while we're waiting for that, and we've told the anesthesiologist that it was placed wrong because literally only one side of his fucking chest is inflating, he dies. Okay. A patient had a heart rate of 40, and the resident started doing chest compressions on him, which is not what you do. You just externally pace them, or you give him some atropine. And then, I run in there to stop him from doing chest compressions on somebody with a fucking pulse. And then he decides to push epi. He throws some pads on him to defibrillate the guy in bradycardia. Okay, he has a heart rate of 40 in a stable, bradycardic rhythm. We just need to give him some atropine and pace him. He fucking defibrillates him and kills him. And I was literally ran out of the patient's room to get the director of nursing who was standing out there. And I'm like, can you stop him? He's going to kill that patient. He's going to kill that patient if he defibrillates him with bradycardia and a heart rate of 40. And the director of nursing just shook his head. And I turned around and he killed the dude. Okay? There was a nurse who placed an NG tube into some guy's lungs and filled his lungs with tube feeding. There was a nurse who confused a long-acting insulin with a short-acting insulin and gave 30 units of a fast-acting insulin and killed the guy. What else? Other stuff have I seen? Yeah. It's just here they're just gonna let them rot on the vent. They're medically mismanaging these patients. And like, I'm not a doctor, guys. I'm not professing to be a doctor by any means. But there's, like I said, basic standards of care that we have to do. Like, when somebody's low on blood, like literally on the brink of a critical low blood level, we should replace the blood. But I asked the residents and they're like, does he have internal bleeding? And I said, no. Then they're like, well, then we're not replacing the blood. Well, here's the thing. In these COVID patients, they all eventually need a blood transfusion. Their blood, like, if you don't have enough blood to actually oxygenate your body, the vent settings don't fucking matter, okay? They don't matter because you have no oxygen carrying capacity of your blood, okay? I told you about the patient where like all that like purulent drainage just kept seeping into his lungs because the ET tube cuff was leaking and nobody has a fucking manometer here to check the pressures. And I finally figured that out. And I kept saying, hey, you know what? His white blood cell count, it's steadily like, you know, we're having a problem with it. Like, do you want to start some antibiotics? No. Well, does he have a fever? And I said, no, he doesn't have a fever. They didn't want to start antibiotics. Day shift nurse finally got a chest x-ray. He has full-blown pneumonia now. Like, I've been telling them this for a while, but because he didn't have a fever, they didn't want to give him antibiotics. We have a nurse who, like, fell asleep at the fucking nurse's station while we were all in rooms, and her norepinephrine ran out, and the guy had no fucking blood pressure and didn't perfuse his brain, and I'm pretty sure he's brain dead. That same nurse is now running a CRRT machine, a dialysis-like machine, that she has never done before. She said she'll figure it out, okay? I'm pretty fucking smart, and I figure a lot of shit out, but I would never attempt to try and figure out a CRRT machine on the fly. Like, we are adequately staffed. There's a shit ton of staff in there, like, and we have a nurse who does CRRT in there. She has a different patient load. We told them, like, hey, let's just swap these nurses, so the one that knows how to work this machine.
This is some psychopath shit out of a Lifetime movie. But look at the fucking president. These are some psycho mother freakers on the face of this earth. Watch this.
Supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light, and I think you said that has him in check, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way. And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting. Right, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number of the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to use medical doctors with. But it sounds interesting to me. The new headline is Trump asks people to go outside. That's dangerous. Here we go. Same old group. You ready? I hope people enjoy the sun. And if it has an impact, that's great. I'm just hearing this, not really for the first time. I mean, there's been a rumor that, you know, a very nice rumor that you go outside in the sun or you have heat and it does have an effect on other viruses. But now we get it from one of the great labs.
Are you hating on melanin people? Like, every time they are hated, they speak in subliminals. And isn't he a psychopath? So many of you go and carry on and ask like, well, how can he be like Hitler? Bitch, what? How dumb can you motherfucking be? You know? Like, what does it take to notice a fucking psychopath?
When they took you.
Let alone all these motherfuckers. I mean, like, this. So, let's talk about these psychopaths in history real quick, okay? All right, come on. Real quick. Hold up. Just give me 1 second.
When they took you from Africa and they banned you from being called Kunta Kinte, Rasul or Muhammad. That's right. When they...
Listen, I'm going to tell you what.
Laboratories of the world, I have to say, covers a lot more territory than just this. This is probably an easy thing, relatively speaking, for you. I would like you to speak to the medical doctors to see if there's any way that you can apply light and heat to cure. You
apply light and heat to cure. Like, these are psycho fucking patterns. So are the, I know that the celebrities are chipped. Are the doctors and nurses officially chipped? Is the main important question. And later on, I will be gladly bringing you some great content on these types of scenario. And it's not a conspiracy theory. It's what they done, what they have done, what they will do, even worse. And how many organizations have been established behind paperclip, Nazi collaborating, freaking MK control at his worst slash best. Now, many of you are sitting around just thinking and hoping for a miracle, but I'm gonna tell you right now, um, the technology, you know, the modern war. I'm gonna call it the modern war, if you will, against you. You know, every day you wake up, you are floating closer and closer to your demise. Who's next is the name of their motherfucking game. Period. And as a human being, like we have something they want, obviously, for a very long time. And you know, they will stop at nothing because they were put here to not only disfranchise and dehumanize, and everything is a eyes, okay? You know, like everything for them is an ism. Well, they have done everything to denies, dehumanize, traumatize. There's so many more. There's so many more of those words we can come up with when it comes to these beasts of the field, serpents, pagans, heathens, secret society dogma, ceremony keeping, darkness, spiritual warfare. And it's more than spiritual because they not only they don't only take your soul and crush it every day. I mean, like, they literally, they've done so many numbers on humanity kind as far as taking their spirituality and crumbling it. You know, so the first thing they do is get you when you a kid. Since you come in, you have to duck, duck what they do to you during the belly, during the pregnancy. You have to duck what they're gonna do to you when you come out. Are they gonna shoot you with mercury and different feces and DNA and put all this crazy shit in your newborn baby and make them autism and all this other shit? And then that's just the first phase. And every kid carries an immunization record. So can you imagine if I was every parent on the face of this earth? Just sit down and go back through your child's immunization record and go and look to see what your children have been given throughout the years. Then go kindly study something. Study, be all you can be, and knowing what you need to know. Because self-taught is the only way to survive. And now, when I say self-taught, we have that inner power. We have that inner power to self-teach ourselves, to give us. That's what we do. We're fifth dimensional right now, and we have to be able to level up. And if as we grow, we're supposed to level up with our dimension. You know, where we come from, who we are. We're spirit beings. We're not meant to just, you know, be stuck in a matrix with your mind always, you know. And they train you because if you become a wild creature, you can be anything you want to be as a human being when it comes to surviving. You feel me? That's the power. You know, that is the power. Like, people are able to survive off the earth. You know, let's be real. Like, we were not made to be under anybody's control per se. I mean, you know, when the tribes, you know, they have survived, you know, by fishing, by just making simple bread. Bread is the old food on the face of the earth. Just natural plants and natural fruits and natural garden stuff. All this meat stuff, cow hybrids. People been feeding and eating off of all this time. Cows are hybrids, and they told you that you need that milk because it's healthy. And nonetheless, look at our children. They just obese at the age of 5 sometimes. The hormones that are put in this food and these different types of things. But that's a whole nother video. So let's get back to all these things that they maliciously do to us on a daily basis. Now, we know that they have been psychopaths all along, because when you think of all these things, it's like these doctors, they will do some shit to you for ranks. Not all doctors. Let me make this clear too. All doctors, they all cheat. No doctor is ever really gonna pass a doctor's test. What is your doctor's test? Your experiences when you on that table, your experiences. And you know what? We're not even supposed to be tampered with. We're not even supposed to be tampered. Our DNA should never ever be mixed. They know that they're not supposed to cut us open, but that's why the Most High gonna deal with them. Most High gonna deal with them in a way that it's just gonna be, man, listen. And what they do is they study the body, you know, better than ourselves. They know the blood type. They know who you are. They know what genes in you are sleeping, what genes are getting ready to wake, what is getting ready to cause a black hole effect through the whole earth. They know your power. They know the stuff that you carry in you better than you, and that's why they keep manipulating you. Some of us say, well, why is this all about blah 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 blah? It's because who you are. And if you're a part of this suffering group, then you know what? You are something special. Believe that. If you don't believe nothing else, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, long suffering is a beautiful thing. Don't get it twisted. To long suffer is a beautiful thing, and that's what happened with most of us, long suffering folks. We out here doing our job right now. I think that, not that I think, I'm going to say that I know, because this comes with experience, and when it comes to being spiritual, you have to know who you are. So I'm going to say, because I know, because I get my visions, because I see the power, because I am a living proof of those ways, you know, that are naturally embedded in us. We're supposed to be knowing how to use our sixth sense, seeing, feeling, tasting, hearing, and sensing. Sensing is like you're hearing. You should be able to hear somebody breathe in your mind. You should be able to, when something is happening to you, you should be able to get a signal, a signal to your mind about a certain situation. You should be able to get anybody who messes with you or says anything to you. You should be able to receive a frequency of a vision to get some kind of type of notation about anyone. When you look in a person's eye and you look in their soul, you're literally looking through in the windows of their, through their soul. So when you're able to read a person, and no matter what they try to say, this is what it is. Like, I know when somebody bullshitting me, you know what I'm saying? Period. I'm just gonna make that short and brief. Something that you can actually relate to, right? I know when somebody bullshitting me, because I'll get a vision of you, and the vision to be of any vision of your intentions. You understand me? So if you are up to no good, I'm going to receive that frequency. If you are a type of agent or whatever the case may be, I'm going to receive that information, that frequency. You understand me? And that's the power of the Most High Yah in us. You understand me? We are naturally, um, naturally spiritual. We are naturally gifted. We are natural. You know, and we can be, um They know that we adjust to everything, and that's why they do these things. And not only that, but to wear us out, to wear us out, to wear us out, and to come for us. You know, and they know at some point, they get signals, they get to be warned by different entities as well. Don't think that this government is like all this shutdown stuff. To be quite frank, it's not just by the government. What they're trying to do is trying to kill us before the time is up. But everything that's happening right now is being orchestrated by the Most High. You understand me? The Most High said, time is up, time is up. So they're trying to fight it. And because since they can't get nothing more, nothing less, they want to kill. They want to kill. They want to kill the people that are on a rise with a certain gene. And of course, that's going to be the people that they oppressed. Because the times are changing. The times are changing. The signs of the times are here. And we're in a time right now where the oppressors will be overtaken. You know what I'm saying? And I'm able to receive this information because it's called true discernment. We're in a time where the cycle is changing, where the war is World War III, overlapping Civil War, but the war is silence. Don't get it fucked up, y'all. Don't get it twisted. And yes, I use this foul language from time to time. It came from my oppressors. And let me tell you, these motherfuckers will sit in front of your face and tell you how psychopath they are and big words, and you just accept it. So me cursing a little here and there, using this foul ass language, I'm not here to keep you. I'm here to alarm you. So, like I said, this is Divine Appointment, a channel. If you come through and you hear what I have to say, take it as a blessing and a lesson. And keep it pushing, because I don't like traffic on here. Like, you got a lot of people that want to be YouTube famous. In a time like this, let me tell you something. When you're doing the will of the Most High, you're going to be everywhere. You're going to have to be everywhere. That's everywhere. So never set up shop in just one spot. Just keep a spot here, keep a spot there, keep a spot there, keep a spot there. Be everywhere don't think that people are really going to come to you, because if you're really trying to make a difference, you need to be everywhere. You don't want to be stoppable. You don't want to be shut down. You don't want to be anything, for that matter, by anybody. You just want to do your part, play your script, do the Most High Yah's will, and keep it pushing. Get out the way. Just get out the way. You know what I'm saying? Sounding the alarm is good enough. But let's go back to this girl real quick, because I do want to point something out. Okay? These people, like she said, these people, I'm going to say these foolish nation that are not even a people. Because apparently, let's get into that real quick. Foolish nation. And I want to stress this. And when people come to my channel, and especially Christians, man, I can show you some shit right now where you can actually hear white people telling you are stupid. And something, I'm gonna go there. Let me take you right there real quick, so you could get a feel of what I'm saying. Don't take it from me, but hear it from the horse's mouth real quick, just real quickie. You feel me? Real quick. Let's get it.
Church back in those days. Whites didn't go to the same church back in those days. Blacks and whites didn't go to the same church back in those days. How the fuck can a black person claim to be a goddamn Christian? How? And mostly these fucking black Christian leaders like TJ Jakes or whatever the fuck his name is in Dallas, Fort Worth, they're all a bunch of goddamn cons. TJ would have been a fucking Uncle Tom back in the day. He would have been the kind that the slave master would have got to try to convince the other slaves to be good. But these fucking Christians, they're the ones held you black motherfuckers in slavery. They thought it was okay to own you fucking human beings. They thought it was okay to rape your young daughters and rape your wives and hang your sons. And here, all these motherfucking years later, the same motherfuckers that treated you black folks and your ancestors and relatives worse than they would treat their fucking horses, you still carry on their tradition, huh? How the fucking black people be so motherfucking ignorant?
Shit, your motherfucking honky ass gifts is just as good as mine, bitch. You know what I'm saying? They be talking out the side of their motherfucking mouths. But Christians, black Christians, at the end of the day, this could have been further from the truth. About time these bitches are speaking in the truth. I wouldn't say spirit because these motherfuckers ain't spirits. You feel me? But on that note, you know, look at this type of shit. Compare, like, if this was a black person going through all this, I don't think they, unless they are sedated, unless they are like crazy motherfuckers like these doctors right here.
Gotta do a workup on you, dude.
It doesn't work like that.
But you sick, man.
But it doesn't work like that.
Clock. There's a clock. Oh, I know, sweetheart. I wish there was a better way we could test it. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Ventilation, no CPAP, no BiPAP. They're on a closed system, the ventilator, versus a CPAP or a BiPAP for fear that it will spread the virus. Which, by the way, I know a nurse in Florida who was fired for exposing that about CPAP and BiPAP and patients being put on the ventilator, like straight away to the ventilator, to be on a closed system.
To scare you. They're showing you loading bodies into a tractor trailer to scare you. I've never in my career ever seen bodies loaded into a tractor trailer. It just doesn't happen. I wonder if those were even bodies. I really don't believe it. All of this stuff is fake.
And work this machine, but they didn't want to do that. So I'm pretty sure that patient will be dead here in a couple hours. And this is why I freaked the fuck out yesterday. Because nobody is listening. They don't care what is happening to these people. They don't. I'm literally coming here every day and watching them kill them. I mean, we're not going to save everybody. That's fine. Like, come on, guys. We're not God. But, like, some of these people, hey, we know that they're not going to live. Let's start a hospice unit or something, you know?
Bitch, what? Bitch, what? I mean, like, you see, these bitches, they be talking in and out, you know? They try to act like they so scared for us, right? But they're not really literally screaming for help. These bitches are playing their part. You feel me? These bitches is playing their part from hell. You know what I'm saying? This is their hella scripts. You feel me? This is naturally in their motherfucking genes. You feel me? Then you get these black sellouts in there, you know, that enrich with their souls to Christians and you know, the Jesus boat and shit, you know. But there's in so many ways, you know, I need to like go back in my notes and start bringing it to y'all in a way that can just throw like straight up great frequency on y'all, you know. Stay tuned for that, you know. Stay tuned for that because from this moment on, I just got a frequency saying that this channel is going to be so powerful and so great. And only the ones that need to know this frequency will run right into this frequency. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. And Not only that, but you are untouchable. You know, untouchable because the Most High has a head of protection over you and over who the Most High. See, it's a law. When it comes to the law, they know they can't. They know who they can touch and they know who they can't touch. Feel me? So with that being said, they're just amazed. You know, they have to sometimes. When I say they, I mean the powers of evil. The powers of evil that, sobbing their own evilness. Because I'm not gonna say the powers that be anymore because they're on pause. They know, matter of fact, they are in the process of being done. When the Most High, you know, when the Most High wants to do what the Most High wants to do, nobody on this face of the planet will stop the Most High. Things will happen miraculously. Things will happen mysteriously. And that is the natural power, the natural frequency, the natural move, the speed of light. You know what I mean? And can't nobody stop that. Can't nobody open or close doors that the Most High open or close. Feel me? And with that being said, check this shit out just one more time because I want you to know that these doctors have officially been chipped. They're being controlled by some kind of type of DID, if you will, and this comes with knowledge. With her, when I watch this girl right here, I get a feeling that they're so psychopath. They get a kick out of this shit. Behind the scenes, we're dealing with psychopaths. And once again, for those of you who think that you're separate from being separate from Democrats and Republicans, let me tell you something. They're all one. All these political leaders are one. I don't care what country they in. I don't care. A G20 summit. They all get together. They get around that round table. They get around round tables, and they all have uh, one script. Everyone is passed the script. This is what you're gonna say today. That's why they have the media and everything collaborated all in once and all in one conjunction. Because when they need an echo chamber, it's gonna, but before you can even get a chance to breathe, they're gonna be all in your ear and you're gonna be hearing what they want you to hear. That's why it's so important to have true discernment. And with that being said, check this out just one more time. Like, listen to this chick, yo.
Like, they don't need to be in the ICU. Let's change course. Let's do palliative care or something. Like, literally, some of these people are just on sedation to keep them on the vents. Nothing else. I have a lady on a tranq on a vent, and she's not even fucking cognizant. She's not even on sedation. You know what we give her every day? We give her breathing treatments, albuterol, and she gets insulin. And that's it. That's it. We're not treating the COVID, guys. Like, for real, we're not treating the COVID. Every day we try and get these guys off the vents, right? Because, there's criteria for weaning. Every day, the day shift nurse will wean them down, to minimum sedation. Every night we come in and we get the same two residents and they fucking max out all the sedation again and undo all the work from the day shift. Then the day shift attendant will come in and they'll all do rounds and they'll be like, he wasn't synchronizing with the vent. So we had to turn all the sedation on. And I'm like, he wasn't synchronizing with the vent because it's in the wrong vent mode. So I legit don't even know what to do anymore. Like, I tried calling advocacy groups. I tried talking with management here, like the nursing admin. Like, nothing. Nobody's doing anything. We still have 100% mortality rate in the ICU unit. I would just left. But I mean, they're living longer because we have like legit ICU nurses there. So, CDC finally, like, not the CDC, FDA approved yesterday the remdesivir study, like to start using remdesivir for COVID patients. Guys, I don't even know what to do anymore. And this is why I had a complete fucking breakdown. Like, I literally had to call my friend Lisa and FaceTime her, and she answered the fucking phone while she was in the shower because she, like, knew I was having a hard time to talk to her, because it's like going in the fucking Twilight Zone. Like, everyone.
The patients don't know any better. They don't have family with them. There is no one there with them to advocate for them. So they are scared and they give consent. The ventilators have high PEEP, high pressure, which then causes barotrauma. It causes trauma to the lungs. Dr. Siddell, Cameron Kyle Siddell, a few weeks ago put out a video. He's in New York City, and he put out a video saying something is not right, like we're not treating this correctly. We're doing something wrong. This doesn't make sense. They pulled his video from YouTube and they took him out of ICU because they couldn't have one doctor going against the grain, going against their protocol. The protocol is propofol or some kind of sedation because they're on the ventilator, and IV antibiotics. There's no hydroxychloroquine. They're not using that combination with Zithromax. They're not using.
Almost done. All right, ready? Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Oh! And we're done. I think taking it out's worse.
Let me tell y'all something. If y'all don't see these cycles coming for you, I don't know what else to tell you anymore. But look forward to a divine frequent message from here on out. It's going to be simultaneously. It's going to be when it's supposed to be, because that's how the ancestors move. You know what I'm saying? That's how, the mighty Most High will move. You know what I'm saying? But anyhow, y'all have a good day, and stay safe, and stay diligent, and stay vigilant, and stay out of the way. You know what I'm saying? Stay in your safe zone, because at the end of the day, you don't really need to be out there unless you're going to get something and you have a purpose. You should not be out there.